In this video, I'm going to show you how to quickly get started with the social page analyzer software. So let's jump right to it. The very first thing you have to do when you open up the software is you want to click one of the tools that you want to use up here, fan pages. So we're going to start with that. And the next thing you need to do is you have to connect the software to Facebook. And so the way I've developed the software is it connects to the Facebook API. API stands for Application Programming Interface, which is basically a system that allows developers like myself to design software that will connect to the Facebook resources and their internal databases. So let's go ahead and do that. At the very top here, you click this Facebook button. It brings up your Facebook login. And then what we have to do is log into our account. And I've already logged into my account in the background there, which is okay. Now it's going to ask you for some permissions. So it's going to ask you if you have received your public profile and email address. Just go ahead and click continue. And everything should be connected. And you'll see at the very top, it'll see connected and the account that you're connected to. Now, if you want to connect to a different account, all you need to do is just click this button one more time and it will disconnect. Click it again and it'll bring up your login, and then you enter in whatever account you want to log into. Now we're connected. So let's go ahead and start using the software. Now the main objective of this software is to basically analyze fan pages on Facebook for all sorts of really powerful data, and there's a lot of built-in tools here, so you might see a lot of things happening, but I'm going to go through it as quickly as I can so I can get you started right away for getting the information that you need in your business. So you can analyze fan pages. You can also analyze the posts for a given fan page, or even the comments for a given post, and you can even analyze the words within comments and posts. So let's get started. Let's say, for example, you're interested in the engineering niche for some sort of products that you're selling, maybe t-shirts or something like that related to the engineering niche. So let's go ahead and use that example. So we can use inside the fan pages, there are two ways you can search. So you can search with a keyword. You add one keyword per line here. So let's go engineering. Or you can actually manually insert fan page links. We'll get into that in a second. Let's go ahead and click this, and you can select the max results that you want to return. Usually Facebook will only return around 500 pages for max results, but I'll show you a trick on how to get a lot more, thousands more. Let's go ahead and search here, and it's just going to go out and get the first block of data, which is usually around 500 pages. And we got 539 pages. And let's just see here, the data that it returns is all from the API, and there's actually nothing wrong with the software in terms of service with Facebook, so you don't have to worry about getting your account banned or anything like that. This all comes from their API. So you can come here and you can see all this crazy data, like incredible amount of data. You've got the fan count, the talking about count, the fan ratio. This is basically the number of people talking about the page divided by the number of fans of that page. Now the talking about, this is the amount of people talking about the page in terms of engaging with it. So that means, are they physically typing comments? Are they sharing? Or are they liking different material content on that particular page in the previous 7 days? That's what talking about is. So obviously, the more people talking about a given page, the better. And that's what this fan ratio comes into play here. So this is the talking about divided by the fan count. So the higher the ratio, the better it is. Now there's also star rating. The star rating applies to fan pages that allow reviews on their pages or allow ratings on their page. So this gives you another metric to sort of measure how well people interact with that page, how much they like it. And the ratio of that is simply taking those two and dividing them. You've got the category, description, the about, the company overview, mission, and products. Now these are things that companies may not put on their fan page, but it's useful to see that information. Any emails that they put inside of their fan pages, the websites connected to it, phone number, city, country, basically the entire address, whether or not you can post on the page, users can post, whether or not it is a verified Facebook page, the start date that the page started in, and also a score, a page score. I'll get into the page score in just a minute. So now we can look at all this different metrics, and we can sort just by simply clicking the top column, you can also have these little quick filters to filter out certain data that you don't want in there. So if you only want to see fan count of greater than, say, 500,000, it'll just show that. If you want to see the filters, you can click this little filters button here, and you can see all your filters, and you can add them in here if you like to add certain filters. If you want to see in the name of the actual page, you want it to contain the word work. As an example, click apply, and it'll do that. If you want to clear out the filters, you can go remove all filters, click yes. You can even save filters to a file and load them later on. You also have a lot of different features when you right click, so you can work with the check boxes. You can copy certain data, copy all the selected rows or the highlighted rows. You can access the filters, and then in here you have all the different features of the fan pages tool, which is what we're in right now. So you can also check, you can see this column here, audience size. What you can do is click this button here, and what it's doing is going to the API, and it's checking to see if this particular fan page name is actually an interest keyword that you could use inside your Facebook ad campaigns. So to show you what I mean, you can actually sort by the audience size here. Let's say we select some of these. I'm just going to go Control C on my keyboard, and it'll actually copy those keywords to my clipboard. Or actually, sorry, let's just select one of them for now. Let's select this one here and go Control C. And then I just have the ads campaigns open up on a web browser here. And if you actually click inside the targeting details and you paste, you'll see it comes up 28 million. This is an interest keyword. And you can see here 28 million gives you the audience size. So this is just an extra little helper if you actually want to use Facebook fan page names as interest for your ad campaigns. So that's just one little feature that this software can do. Now one thing you can do as well is, let's say if we sort by fan count, and let's just select a few of these at the top here. What you can do here is you can actually calculate a page score. So if you go and calculate the page score, you click this button here, and then you can select the amount of posts from that particular each page that you want to analyze. So I'm just going to select 300 posts. And so what's happening here is I've developed a very massive algorithm, basically a big function in behind the scenes that's calculating all sorts of different metrics from the given page and coming up with a page score. This page score basically gives it some sort, like basically an indication of how well it is, how well it's doing. So let's give you an example here. So if we go and click one of these, let's click this one here that says 75. And if you click that link, it'll recalculate the score and it will bring up the page score report. And it's showing in a little window here, and it shows you all sorts of different kind of data to do with this particular page here. It's called Interesting Engineering. I actually follow this page. I love this page. So it gives you a summary of all the different things this page. Top page analysis, contact, description analysis, response, engagement, and activity, and gives you the overall page score. Then you can go through here and you can see all the different things that are included with this page. Profile, cover, username, about, gives you all this different useful information and ideas of things that you should do to change pages. So this is really helpful if you have your own fan pages and you want to optimize your pages to perform better. You can use the page report tool to basically analyze your fan pages to make them perform better. And there's a lot of different suggestions in here that helps you understand each of these different elements that the software is looking at and makes different suggestions. Response analysis, engagement. It shows you the total fans talking about the ratio as well as the reviews. Then the activity. This is where you can see here we analyzed 299 posts. It's about 17 days of data that was analyzed. It gives you how many posts per day, gives you recommendations of what you should be doing, average post length, number of events, other pages that like this page, number of videos, number of photos. It goes on and gives you the percentage of those posts that were analyzed, how many were videos, photos, links, statuses, and offers. and it also goes into analyzing the optimal times that people should be posting on their pages. So you can see here that 13% of the posts were within the optimal range. Now, through our research, the optimal range that you should be posting is within later in the week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The parts that are green here, those are the times that the page should be posting. And the days, and the times is within 1 to 4 p.m. seems to be the optimal time. Now there's different research out there that shows different stuff, but this software, this is what it analyzes, and it's giving you an idea of when the posts are being done during the day and also during the week. And all this data is compiled and analyzed and provided in this report, but you can see all the scores here, and now you can easily calculate all the scores for the pages. Now I highly recommend not calculating the score for say like 500 to 1,000 pages at a time. I'd recommend maybe 20 to at most 100 at a time, because when you're calculating the score, there's a lot of different calls that the software is doing to the Facebook API, and sometimes it can be stalled or delayed based on the internet connection, and you might not get all the data properly. So just do a maximum 100 at a time. I usually only do 20. What I do is I actually narrow down the ones I'm really interested in by looking at the other data. So I'll look at the people that are talking about, I'll sort by the fan ratio, and I'll get the highest fan ratio, but I only want to look at pages that have more than say 50,000 fan count. And then I'll select the ones that have the high ratio, which means there's a lot of people talking about this page and they have a high fan count. So these are the ones I want to be sort of researching. Now let's say, for example, you want to get a little bit further into the research and you want to start researching the posts of a particular page. So let's click on this one here. Let's take a look at it. I love Meme Engineer. I'm not sure what this is about, but say, for example, this is something you want to research. What we can do is we can take a next step by analyzing the posts of this page. So click this checkbox here, and we can right-click, select Fan Pages tool, and we can send selected fan pages to Post tool. Now there's actually a lot that were selected there. I had checked other ones as well, so I'm just going to remove these other ones for now, and I just want to concentrate on the one. And that's the fan page that we just looked at. And I want to download, let's go and get, let's say 1,000 posts. So now it's going to the Facebook API and it's getting 1,000 posts that it's put on its page. So I'm just going to go ahead and pause this video while it's doing that. Alright, actually it took less than 20 seconds to do. So now we have all this extra data. So we have shares, we have comments, likes, engagement scale, engagement ratio, and we've got a whole bunch of other information plus the message title, description, and caption, all sorts of stuff to do with the actual posts that are on that page. So now we can start analyzing. I'm going to sort by shares, and we see which one produced the most shares, and we can actually click through and see those particular posts and analyze them further. I just want to stop that video there. And we can see all the comments and start to analyze what people love so much about this particular post. Now let me quickly explain the engagement scale and engagement ratio. So first let's talk about the ratio. So if you sort by the ratio, you'll see you'll get these numbers here between 0 and 100. And what this is basically a measure of quality or efficiency of the particular post. And it's calculated by taking the total number of shares, comments, and likes, you add them up, and then you divide that number by the total fan count. So it gives you kind of like how many people there, how many fans in that page are actually interacting with this particular post. That gives you that engagement ratio. And so the one thing about this really helps you find sort of the quality of the actual post, but I decided to create something else called an engagement scale, which takes it a little bit one step further, because this doesn't take into account the importance of shares, comments, and likes. They're not equal. If you look at all the research out there, you'll see that shares are the most important thing that you need from your followers when you're posting content. You need shares. That's what really differentiates your content for being awesome from not being very good at all. When someone actually takes the time to say, look, I want my fans, I want all my friends to see this particular content, and they go and post it to everybody, that really tells you that they're very passionate about that content. That's what really, that's the number one thing that you really want to have. This metric is the number of shares. And then it goes to the comments, the next most important, and then likes, because everyone just likes everything, right? You just click like, and comments, they're subjective. Sometimes you'll comment, sometimes you don't. Everyone comments, but actually to share something is really important. So I took that into consideration and created this engagement scale. So when you sort by engagement scale, what it's doing is taking the fact that shares are the most important, and then comments, and then likes. As you can see, this one has a huge amount of likes, but more importantly, it has a lot of shares and comments. So if you look at this particular number, the number is not quite that important. What you want to do is use it as sort of like a sorting feature. So when you sort it, don't really pay attention too much to this number, but when you come over here, you'll see that the way that these posts are sorted are in a particular order that's very important in terms of shares, comments, and likes. So these ones here are the ones you want to be analyzing. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's take this particular one here because it has 800 comments. So actually there's one here that's 2,000 comments. Let's take that one. If you can actually just double click the row and you'll see that it will select it over here. Or you can right click and you can go select the highlighted, where is it now? Select checks for highlighted rows. So to select it there. Anyhow, now that we got that selected, I want to actually analyze these comments and see what people are really talking about. So what we can do, we can right click post tool and we can send this over to the comments tool. And now I can download the comments. So I'm going to include the comments replies as well. And I'm just going to get them all and sort them by newest comment, or you can do by oldest. Let's do by newest and do that. And it'll go out and get all of those comments of that particular post. Now this comes into, this is really valuable information to have, especially if you have your own fan page and you're posting content and you're getting thousands of comments. You really want to know what your customers or potential customers are talking about in this particular content, so you can address certain issues in your product or come up with new product ideas, all sorts of stuff. So let's just get this. There you go. We got 3,000 that came down here. And of course, it showed more because it downloaded the replies. That's why there's more than 2,800 that it showed here. So we've got all the actual comments here, and the parent comment associated with them, whether or not it's a reply, who commented, the link to the actual comment itself, the date, and you can sort by comment replies, comment likes, and you can really see and hone in on this. But let's take this one step further here. What we can do here is we can actually right click and we can send this to the word analyzer. So what I've done here is I sent all those comments, all 3,000 of them, to the word analyzer, and the word analyzer picks out the top frequent words that were posted in all 3,000 comments. And you see how fast that was. So you can see here, it looks like it's in a different language than English, so it doesn't quite make sense for myself because I don't speak this particular language. It looks like it may be Spanish, I'm not sure. But anyhow, this is where you can actually pinpoint different things that you can identify within all those comments. We can clear this out. We can actually select different word combinations. So let's say we want to do a combination of 5 words. And we click generate from comments. And it'll show that this showed up 2 times, that word combination. I find the sweet spot is around 3 or 4. So generate from the comments. You can also generate the word combinations from the posts. So all the posts in here, all the post messages that were here. So we can do that as well. Let's try that. Our page 4, credits to creator, like our page. Those are the top things that they were saying in there. Now you can actually right click word analyzer and you can see the corresponding messages in this handy little report thing here. So you can see, and they're actually highlighted where that word combination occurred in these particular posts. So we analyze the post for that particular one. But let's say we analyze the comments and we want to see who said these comments here, or these words where they appeared in the comments. And now you can see it appeared 7 times, and these are the comments, and this is where they appeared. So you can see just how quickly you can hone in on finding really cool things about certain posts to improve your business, or to really deep analyze any page all the way down to the words of comments. This is really powerful. Now I do want to come over here to the post tool, and you'll see there's a preview button here. So if you click the preview, you can actually preview all of these posts. There's 1,100 of them, and it'll show up in a nice handy little web browser here. And you got all sorts of features in here, so you can see all of them. You can click through to go to them. You can also sort by shares to see which one had the most shares. This is the one that made a lot of frenzy in that particular post. Comments, you can search by likes, post type, by date. You can also do a real-time search. It's not coming up with anything there, but you can see just how cool this is. You can really actually visually see all the posts really fast right at your fingertips, so you don't have to be browsing through pages and pages of Facebook. When you just see it all here, you can actually expand it out. It'll automatically kind of get bigger for you, so you can see a full screen on your computer and really easily see all the content really quickly. Now with all your data, with each tool here, you have the options to save all your data. So in the file button here, you can save your data to a data file, load from a data file. You can save to a commonly delimited like spreadsheet program. You can use Excel to open it up, or text file. I also have these handy little things here, which I love. I put in all my software. If you want to see the last folder that you were working in, you can click there, and it'll bring up the last folder that you were saving files in for that particular software. Or for some reason you got to get to the install folder, you click there and it'll open up where the software is installed on your computer. And for each tool you have the options of saving data. You can see here. Pretty self-explanatory. Now let's say for some reason you're running the software for a really long time and something happens, you lose internet connection and it doesn't work anymore or something like that. You do have the option to auto save data. So if you click that, it'll remember every time you've done your search or when you're working, and you close the software and bring it back, by opening it up from your desktop. It'll reload what you were working on the last time that you're working in the software. So that's a handy little feature to have. Now I do want to quickly show you this manual insert here. I'm going to go ahead and just clear out. Oops, cancel. I'm just going to clear out all the filters. Actually, right-click, filters, clear all filters. There we go. And I'm just going to clear out all the data. And I'm going to put in a page here. This is one I found on blacksmithing. So this, you just select inside your web browser, just get the domain at the top, right-click, copy. Come in here, right-click, and paste. And now let's get fan page data. So now we can see that particular fan page data, and we can calculate the score we want. Let's say we want to find the score of that page, but we didn't want to actually do it inside here. We can actually click this page report button. It will bring up the previous report that was in here. We can clear that out if you like. And we can go right click and paste that link and get page report. And we select the amount of posts that you want to analyze. And here we go. You can see here this page doesn't have a very good overall page score, but it goes through and it shows you all the different data. And in here you have the option to save this. This file here is actually just an HTML file. So you can view this report in your default web browser if you'd like. You can click here to see the fan page if you like that. There is a link here to see it, but it opens up within this built-in web browser, and a built-in web browser isn't as good as your web browser you're going to have on your computer. So I suggest by just clicking, if you want to see the fan page, just click the see fan page button at the top here instead. And you can also save this to a report file, which is an HTML file, and you can load an HTML file back into here if you'd like. Another little handy thing here is you can use if you want to do an auto full screen, so every time the report opens up, it'll go full screen for you so you can easily see the report better. And the software will remember whether or not you click that checkbox next time you open up the software. I want to show you another really powerful feature that I integrated in the software is the ability to analyze comments of sponsored ads on Facebook. So when you're in your Facebook account, you'll notice that when you're scrolling through, you're going to see a sponsored ad. You always see this word sponsored right here. And this is a paid advertisement by this particular owner of this page that is marketing something. Now, it's nice to be able to actually see the comments, like what are these people talking about for this particular ad. So say you're doing some research and you want to analyze some sort of product or something like that that you're going to sell that's similar, and you want to research your competitors and things like that. This is where it comes in handy. So what you want to do is over top of the main link of this particular ad right here, you right click that link, and I'm using a Chrome web browser, and you go copy link address. Okay? Now once you've done that, go back to the social page analyzer, go to the comments tool, and right click and paste that link that you copied there and click get post comments. And you can see I got all 122 of them. So now you can see all those comments, and more importantly, now you can analyze those comments. So if you go to the word analyzer, clear that out. Now I want to analyze all the words in those comments. Now you can see all the repeating word combinations. So I've selected the number three word combination. So for penny, don't have pennies, don't have. And if we want to see these particular comments, again, you right click word analyzer, see those comments. Never could you buy a sucker that was big for a penny. Anyhow, you can see, you can really pinpoint what's going on within the conversation of that particular post within ads. So that's a really powerful thing you can do. So you can just basically paste in the link right in there. Now I do want to show you a cool little thing I found. If I bring my page back up, where'd it go now? Okay, I installed this Chrome extension. I had to search for it. Where is it? Turbo Ad Finder. And I added this to my Chrome. This is a cool little extension that if you enable it up here, it's going to just only show the sponsored links or ads within your account. So as you search, you can just see only sponsored. So if you're an advertiser, this is really useful because you can go through and you could see all the different ads that people are targeting you. And that's pretty funny. You go through and you can analyze any one of these. So, it's 35 comments, 7 comments, and go through, find something that you want to analyze. And all you have to do is just right click, copy link address, go back here, clear there, clear here, right click and paste. And I'll go grab all the comments, and now you can go through and start searching. You can also do searches within all of this different data. You have the search tool at the bottom, and you can select the actual columns you want to instantly search in. So let's say you only want to search in the message, and as you type, it'll go ahead and filter everything out. It's cool watching how it's made. So just another little search tool that you could use to get access to that information you need. And of course, you can also use the filters as well. In each data grid, you can use filters, and your filter window can stay open all the time. As you go between different data grids, you'll see it update and show the corresponding filters if you have filters for that corresponding data set. Another feature that I put in here is you can actually select, you can right click and you can go get selected fan page interests, which basically means this page likes other pages. So let's go ahead and extract the data for the pages that this page likes. So if we do that, well, this particular page doesn't like any other pages. So you can see here, he doesn't like any. Okay, so that's a bad example. Let's try something else here. Let's try nurse. Oops, I want to do it in the keyword. Let's type in nurse, and I'm only going to get 25. So for funny nurses, let's right click. We got to select the box first, and I'm just going to delete a bunch here. Delete selected rows. Oh, we got to select them first. I just want to delete a bunch here so we can see it happening in the screen. Now, if let's do we are nurses. Right click. Let's see if this has any page interests. And it found 20 of them. You can see the data is going at the bottom there. So all of the pages that this particular page likes, and we can go and see them if we like. See selected fan page interests. You see all the pages it likes. So it's going and extracting data from these pages and adding it to our data grid down here and getting all the associated information. So it's just another way of getting additional pages that you wouldn't even have thought of. Now, I did mention something at the very beginning of the video, how when you use this for all, it always just returns a maximum of around 500 pages. There's a way of getting around that. I've added this little feature here. If you right click, you can append the alphabet letters to that word nurse, like this. And now we go ahead and search for all fan pages. So what it's doing now, it's going and searching all the fan pages for nurse, and then nurse space letter A, nurse space letter B, and so on and so forth, all the way through the entire alphabet. And what I found doing this technique is you'll get thousands of pages instead of just 500. And so this is a very powerful way of really uncovering even more data that you would have never even dreamed of. I have yet to see another tool that can do this. I'm not saying it's not out there. I'm just saying I haven't seen it yet. But this is a really powerful little extra tool that I added in here to help you get additional pages. You see now we're already at 1,500. Probably get over 2,000. We're over 2,000 now, and we haven't even gone through, just only 10 of them. So I'm just going to stop here. Every time you want to, as you can see, when the software is in extraction mode, the whole thing kind of grays out. To get out of extraction mode, you have to click the abort button at the very top, this red button. You click that and it aborts the process that it's in. So we got 2,300 pages here now that we can analyze for fan counts and do all the other cool stuff we were talking about and get the page scores of the ones you want. So that's basically it for this video. I just want to give you a quick overview. I know this video kind of went on and on, but there's a lot of features in here to show in just one video. But this will really help you pinpoint extra data or just analyze other pages on Facebook to enhance your own pages and your own business for your for your own fan pages and business using Facebook is what I'm trying to say. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.